What's up YouTube, ODST General back again, and today folks I have a Arma Halo mod for you. It's really hard not to say Operation Trebuchet when I've been saying that for years every week in these videos. But with that being said, back in October I covered another Halo mod. At the time it wasn't named. This is that mod. It is Far Isle, the Halo mod by Chokepoint Studios, which was formerly the Sins of the Prophet, the Halo Evolutions, Halo Homefront, and of course the Far Isle team, along with a couple others, but they've all combined into one studio now known as Chokepoint. The studio is under the lead of Unicraken, who is of course the head developer of Sins of the Prophet. And anyways, yeah, this mod has been in development for some time. It looks like it'll still be a little ways to go before we get our hands on it in the public here. But with that being said, we're going to be showing off a bunch of the assets. A bunch of stuff got teased out over the last couple days, so we'll go ahead and talk about some of that stuff. Now, starting us off, you guys will have seen some images flashing on the screen here that I had showed off in my previous video back in October, which was 2 screenshots I was given. Which is of, Warthog, some Halo 2 Anniversary Marines, and the Halo 1 Marines. These Marines in ODST, at least, were by Abimael Salazar, which are kind of popular from ArtStation. It's a little bit of a reimagining of the Halo 1 Marines and just a highly detailed Halo 2 Anniversary Marine model, or ODST model. And, really awesome stuff. I mean, it's pretty cool, but yeah, we see those, and then there's the MA37. So that's all stuff that was pretty much confirmed last October, and I can't imagine it'll have changed because it's all textured, it's in-game, ready to go. Maybe some tweaks here or there. There was some concerns over the wrist plates or whatever, for the wrist armor for the Marines. Now, I don't know if that's changed or if there's been any alterations to that. The dev team was aware of that, and I think they were working to try and remedy that to some extent. But yeah, anyways, let's go ahead and continue on. So we've got some images which I had last October, but at the time I wasn't allowed to share them, which have now been publicly shared. So we're going to go through and talk about that stuff. So yeah, up first we have this lovely looking sniper rifle from Halo Reach. This is from Joris Brouwers, and hopefully I pronounced that correctly. I'm not sure what his username is, but this is from his ArtStation. At any rate, yeah, really cool looking sniper rifle. Now, a lot of the weapons in Far Isle are supposed to have a high degree of modularity to them. Interchangeable barrels, scopes. And this is something to an extent we've seen in Operation Trebuchet, especially more recently. A lot of the development has added new scopes, custom scopes and stuff, and they've made them a little bit more interchangeable between different weapons. And we've kind of seen this with the barrel with the DMR over there, but it sounds like they want to be even further beyond with that, and every weapon to have a few different variants that will be interchangeable, a lot of customization with regards to the weapons. Now, with the sniper rifle, we actually don't see that. Now, I don't know if variants of this will exist or not, but the sniper rifle itself, like I said, is based off the Reach model. The images you guys will see of this are, of course, in a 3D rendering program. I'm not sure what program right offhand. Really good looking though once it's finalized and textured, at least in the 3D modeling program. Once it translates to Arma, it'll be a little bit hard to say, though their stuff looks pretty good. It looks about on par with Operation Trebuchet's current stuff, with their current process for actually getting assets and everything out. Now, it'll be tough to say though, because all we have is screenshots and everything. Once the average user gets it, it'll be a little bit different. Now, with that being said though, pretty excited about it. I like all the sniper rifles. Aesthetically speaking, this one definitely looks really good though, so certainly no complaints about it. That then brings us over to the battle rifle. We get a little bit of a tease of the barrel with looks like a light attachment to it, so pretty neat, but not much to go off in this image, so I'm not going to linger on it for very long. Instead, we're going to switch over to a image that was shared very shortly afterwards of the battle rifle body alongside several different attachments, so you guys get a much better idea of the modularity I was referring to with regards to the weapons. So you can see you've got the BR-55 body, but then you've got 2 different variants of scopes. You've got the flashlight attachment, you've got the laser sight attachment, you've got a silencer, and then you've got 3 different barrels that go onto this thing. So there will be a lot of customization for this. And so yeah, it'll be kind of unique and interesting to see all these different weapons people are coming out with. I'm not exactly sure how they plan to implement the different barrels, if they're going to do the same technique that Operation Trebuchet did. I know their big focus is on trying to get this to be as vanilla, like basically vanilla as possible, while still being, you know, obviously Halo assets. So whereas like Operation Trebuchet, for instance, uses a script to attach vehicles to the Pelican, they're just going to use vehicle and vehicle is kind of their goal to make this so it's basically as much base game features as humanly possible. So I'm assuming that when you go to change out the scope, it will just, or the barrels or the scopes or whatever, it's just going to use some sort of like pre-existing attachment point anyways, be it the bipod or something for the barrels or something else. I don't know, maybe the silencers or whatever. I'm not really sure exactly what their plans are for making that interchangeable, but I'm pretty sure that's going to be their end goal. Then that brings us over to vehicles, which same individual that did the sniper rifle did the Warthogs here, so we get to see a bunch of 3D model renders of the Warthogs. Like the sniper rifle, the Warthog he chose to go with is based off the Halo Reach variant. We've got several different variants. Of course, it looks like we've got the troop transport hog. We've got the standard Warthog with the chain gun, the anti-air chain gun. You've got the missile pod and the Gauss rifle. Now, it does seem that at least currently the only one missing is the rocket hog from Halo 1. Obviously, that did not have a Halo Reach variant for them to base it off of. Now, of course, that could have changed since these were shared, and they could have taken some artistic liberties to make an updated version of that. I don't know that they will. I mean, they've already taken a couple of artistic liberties with some of the weapons. You'll actually see this with the Warthog, the standard Warthog's targeting. Obviously, the original Warthog didn't have much in the way of sights. You know, the Gauss Hog and the missile pod, you know, they've got their electronic targeting systems and stuff, and they've got scopes and things built in, so it's not really an issue with like automated lock-ons and stuff like that. But with the original Warthog, you don't have that. It's a much lower tech weapon, so you actually see that they've added a red dot sight to that, which is really neat. Obviously, Optray has had issues in the past, and a lot of complaints that people have put forward about the Warthog sights being difficult to use or even near impossible. There's been some remedies to this, so you can like zoom in on the Warthog now, and there's different iron sights on there than there used to be. So a lot of improvements were made, and of course now Optray is also working on the custom reticules now to make it even easier. So these are two completely different approaches to kind of the same issue, which is a nice option for a lot of people. Some people might not like the red dot sight because it's not obviously vanilla or based off of any Halo game. I think they did a pretty good job of making it look like it belongs on the Warthog, but it's not going to be for everybody, so it's nice to have that option. There's definitely going to be compatibility between the mods. And so when I talk about Optray, of course I'm going to compare this to Optray because Optray's been in the Arma game for several years now for Halo. And so a lot of people are seeing competition between this mod. These two mod teams are doing their best to make sure that everybody's on the same team, you know, at least for Far Isle's part, you know, they're saying, hey, this is going to be compatible with Optray, you know, we're not looking to fight. And, you know, Optray actually has some devs that work on the Far Isle team as well. So, I mean, there's back and forth between the two teams. So, there is a little bit of a competition as far as some fans and users are concerned. But as far as the dev teams are going, you know, they're just trying to do their best to get along and work together in the same space. So, that's definitely awesome. And then going back to Warthog, we do see a couple variants of this. So we've got obviously the standard green olive pattern one, the standard Warthog, and then there's also a white snow variant of the Warthogs as well, which is pretty neat. And then as these renders shift over, you get to see them inside of a building, which is pretty neat. You get to see, it looks like they've got the different attachments also have white variants for snow and stuff, which is pretty cool. In some of these images, and once again, these are not in Arma, these are in a different program, there is some other assets which I don't know that they would use. So they've got like the foundry fencing, they've got a DMR, they've got dumpsters and stuff. So they do have all these assets available to them. They can definitely use them if they so choose. I just don't know that they're choosing to. So take all these images here with the DMR and all this other stuff with a big grain of salt, guys. But yeah, definitely cool stuff with the Warthogs. Definitely digging that. I do hope to see the Halo 1 rocket hog, but if not, it's not a big deal. Optray already has it, so you know, it's not really a big major loss if we don't get it. With that being said, we do have one final asset to show off right now, which was just shown off late last night and earlier today. And that is their Pelican, which is based off of the Halo 2 anniversary version of the Pelican, it seems. And it's got a side-by-side cockpit. Glorious looking Pelican. I definitely love this. This is probably my favorite Pelican. I really like this one and the Halo 3 Pelican, but this one's probably my favorite. Now, what we can take away from this, besides the side-by-side seating, the Pelican does appear to be a little bit larger than the Optray version, just based off the spacing between the seating. There is 5 seats on each side, so this carries up to 10 passengers, as well as the 2 pilots. So you're looking at a total complement of 12, and then possibly if they do a rear-mounted gunner, crew position on the back, maybe something there, or a standing position could be potentially implemented. I'm not really sure if they have any intentions to do that or not. Definitely dig the Pelican, though. Very happy with where it's at currently. Of course, it is still needing to be textured, and I'm not sure if the model's completely done or not, but the direction they've taken it so far, definitely digging. Just can't wait to see it finished. And guys, that is everything for Far Isle. So I am very excited. And of course, as I said in my last video, as more information comes out for this mod, I will continue covering it. I will continue talking about it in conjunction with Operation Trebuchet and a lot of these other side mods and stuff. I am curious to see where this one goes. To answer a couple more questions that might come up, a lot of people have been asking, how will this be different than Operation Trebuchet? And there's going to be a number of differences. Some of that remains yet to be seen, how it'll functionally be different. First of all, Far Isle, if you guys aren't familiar with it in lore, is set near the beginning of the insurrection, the human versus human conflict. So there will be a much bigger focus on the insurrectionists, from my understanding, both as a faction, but as a time period as well. There will be, of course, more modular weapons in the mod. At least, once again, that was their goal back in October. And the probably biggest difference, though, that's really going to be noticeable is that this will be balanced with vanilla Arma versus Operation Trebuchet, which its weapons and stuff tend to be a little bit more self-contained. So Operation Trebuchet balances itself against its own armor and its own weapons, because obviously it's out of the future, so they've tried to kind of replicate that to an extent, and the changes and the damage and stuff. So this will actually not be necessarily right offhand like the greatest with some of Operation Trebuchet's stuff. At least that's a concern some people have voiced. I don't really know myself. I mean, obviously there's a lot of ballistics mods and stuff out there, so that might be necessary when using these 2 mods to make them a little bit more compatible. We'll have to wait and see on that part in particular. Definitely curious to see, though, what else they do with it. Some neat looking stuff, like I said, but definitely plenty of questions and plenty of content yet to see. So with that, guys, I want to go ahead and end this video here. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Just like all the other videos, guys, I want to know what you were most excited about asset-wise from today's video. What do you guys want to see the most come out of Far Isle? What sort of differences, not just assets, but what do you want to see done gameplay-wise to make it different from Operation Trebuchet? What do you hope they'll keep the same from Operation Trebuchet? Let me know in the comments below, guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Take it easy.